Now, in a blow to Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, the launch of a reusable space rocket by his company Blue Origin has been called off. Blue Origin's engineers were unable to resolve issues plaguing the rocket, so flight controllers stood down the New Glenn's takeoff from Cape Canaveral. After several earlier delays, the rocket's now being drained of fuel, and there's no word on when the next launch opportunity may be. In a statement, Blue Origin said it would be troubleshooting what it called a vehicle subsystem issue in the downtime. The New Glenn has been touted as a serious rival to Elon Musk's SpaceX rockets. Well, our science correspondent Palab Ghosh explained why delays like this are to be expected.
This is the first time that he's trying out this rocket, New Glenn. It's a gigantic rocket, 98 metres tall. It ultimately is, as you say, a competitor to Elon Musk's rockets, but in its very first launch, this is expected to happen. If everything isn't going to plan, then call it off, try again another day. So when Elon Musk tried with his rockets, there were lots of explosions, lots of crashes, lots of delays. So this is part of the development process. Obviously, I'd imagine that Jeff Bezos would want it to have gone up, wanted it to have kind of performed successfully. But I think it was more likely than not there'd either be a delay or some little bit wouldn't go right. So this is normal. It's part of the development process. But the billionaires will be competing with each other in space very soon. The question is when New Glenn will be ready for launch. It probably won't be in the next few days because they're draining it of fuel. They'll have to put fuel back into it, which is a time-consuming process. They'll also have to resolve whatever issue it was. And the launch window closes on January the 16th. So I think there's too much to do it in that time. If I were to guess, who knows, I might be wrong, but it's probably going to be in a few days' time that they're probably going to have another go.
It's a good job they're billionaires, isn't it? Because I'm guessing this is a rather costly practice. So they blamed a vehicle subsystem failure. Do we kind of know anything more about what went wrong?
Something in the rocket wasn't working properly. That's a translation. There are kind of so many things in a rocket that have got to go right, hundreds of things. And before each launch, not just for a test flight like this, they run through the checklist. And if there isn't something quite right, they call the launch off, try and fix it and try and have another go. This is the norm, but for the first maiden test flight, they're especially careful.
And you talked about this window that it finishes on the 20th of January. Why is that?
Because there's lots of launches happening. I mean, once upon a time, you'd have a launch every now and again, but there are launches every day. So it's a question of air traffic. They've booked these slots, and if they miss their slot, they've got to rebook and convince the Federal Aviation Authority that everything's good to go. So we'll have to wait and see. But once it does launch, we're in store for a really exciting battle between the billionaires, because Elon Musk has achieved great things with Starship and his Falcon rockets. He's flown 400 times into orbit. Jeff Bezos hasn't flown a single time yet, so he's got a lot of catching up to do, but he plans to make up for lost time.